Hello and welcome back. Today we're looking at the Gabriel boss in Tower of Arrogance on hard mode, and specifically, hold on. Specifically, while she has the recovery buff, which gives her 60% heal every time she takes a turn. In order to beat this, we are going to have to use a heal blocker. However, this doesn't really mess with the standard strategy for this boss. I'm going to use Elbliss as she is a pretty free-to-play friendly hero, and her A1 has a 2-turn block. You could use Charlotte. You could use Ingwe. You could use Ingwe instead of Amon as the tank, who could also heal block. But Ingwe's heal block, it's only 2 turns with a 5-turn cooldown, so it's not going to be enough. But he's a potential alternative for Amon anyway. Him plus Charlotte might be a decent pair. But for this, I'm going to showcase Elbliss because I'm confident that she will be able to do this. For our 2 tanks, we have the duo of Ekaterina and Amon, both of which can only take a maximum amount of damage each time they are hit, so they're excellent tanks. Plus, Ekaterina can heal herself, and so can Amon to some degree. There is potential for other people here, but you know, these are very easy to get. You're likely to have them, so this is likely to work. Lakshmi, however, is going to take you 6 or 7 weeks to have, but she is fairly essential on this for keeping everyone alive on this occasion, especially because the boss also has, at this stage, the piercing buff, which ignores 40% of enemy defense. So that little bit of extra healing on this occasion is going to be needed. But you know, your boss might not have that when you're doing it if it's not the same reset as this reset. And then finally, we've got Thea for her dots. She's probably the highest single dotter that's free to play, if that makes sense. The amount of damage she outputs through her dots is higher than most others. You could use Valkyrie, but then again, she's only got a 1 turn on her A1 and a 2 turn on her A2, so it's not going to be quite as good as what Thea has with 4 turn continuous damage. So let's get into the fight, and I'm going to live commentate this one because I'm confident that this is going to be a success, although it could of course take a little while. We're going to have Ekaterina up the top, Amon in the middle, and then everyone else is down here, and we're going to sweep them along the bottom as we go. The boss cannot be moved, so your knockbacks do not matter. Let's get Ekaterina in her position. This is her tanking position, 3 tiles away from the boss, so she'll be taking the first attack from the boss, which always targets the person that is 3 tiles away. And then you will need to have, let's just end turn, I'll explain as we get there. You'll need to have Amon 1 tile away for the boss's other move. If you don't have someone at 1 tile away and someone at 3 tiles away for the move that the boss does, she will actually give herself a huge shield and buff, and it makes the fight drag on for ages. And also she provokes everyone, forcing them to use their A1s, so it's a big time waster. So the best thing to do is have a tank at 3 tiles, a tank at 1 tile. For now he can just do this, that's fine. The boss always attacks the 3 tile first, so everyone down here is safe. So we're now going to move them into hopefully their final positions. There we go. She can heal herself because she just took a big hit. And then Elbliss into her final position, and this is where everyone will be, because when the boss now attacks Amon, the area of effect on the ground comes out in lines from Amon, so we need to make sure that our range casters here, who are at 2 tile range, aren't hit by the splash damage from this AoE attack, and Amon can just sit there looking pretty while the boss attacks him. There we go. No one really is hurt particularly badly at the moment, so we're just going to cycle through. There's going to be quite a few skipping turns, and now we're going to hope to get our heal block down. We didn't get it on this occasion, unfortunately. Ammon's A1 has a 60% chance to provoke. Successful crits give him a cooldown, so if he has crit runes you could use his A1 to give you more turns or to reduce the cooldowns, but he really doesn't need it on this fight. But you know, damage is damage, so we'll do it anyway. Back to Thea with the dots. Skip, please land the heal block. Oh, come on. Never mind, we've got plenty of turns left. Everyone should be topped up on health. We're just using our A1s because Lakshmi's A1 reduces speed. Thea's using her A1 to start stacking buffs on herself, and Katarina's got her heal back already. Come on, fingers crossed. Oh, still didn't get it. This isn't good. What a shame. Keep on using our A1s. Time to transfer some debuffs. Skip turn. Yay, she got it. She actually landed it. So we're in with a chance now. The boss will heal up 60% if she doesn't have that heal block on when she takes her turn. Not to worry, because we do have a 2-turn on that. And because we've only got one dotter, we aren't doing huge amounts of damage to the boss, but this is a very stable team. That actually refreshed then, so that's good. No one's particularly hurt. No, that's not the move I wanted. That one. It's because I was preempting Thea's turn. There we go. More dots. Skip turn. Apply. Didn't get a refresh. He's quite low down, so let's give ourselves 2 turns. 1, 2. There we go. He's fully topped off. She's alright. Yeah. We've still got a heal debuff on here for 1 turn. It could be refreshed by this, but it wasn't. Time to transfer some more. And we are fully stacked on the buff debuff bar right now, but we can still do refreshes, and we did get that refresh. So this is feeling quite safe at the moment. Still feeling confident that I'll only have to do this once for this video, and first time. Skip. Give yourself a little heal. Have a little punch. She'll top him off. Well, not quite a top off, but close. Let's get another stack. Heal ourselves. We're getting quite low on the boss now, but heal block is off. So this is make or break. If we can't get a heal block on here, she would heal up to 60% again, and we've only got 22 turns. So this is sort of a make or break moment. We didn't get what we needed. Dare I sacrifice Lakshmi to give Elbliss another go to try and get that, and we got it. That was worth it. So there we go, that saved it. And the fight is over. End turn, end turn, end turn, end turn. Bye bye. Right, let's look at our heroes as always. In pole position we had Thea, because she was the only person who actually has a leader skill. You don't need to skill her up. All this does is damage, you know, don't worry about that. We only put her in there just so it didn't tell us we didn't have a leader skill. You don't even have to have her awakened, but her awakening does heal her 5%, so it's handy. You don't have to have her leveled up to 5-star, you don't have to have her awakened. All you need to do is have runes on her for speed and accuracy so that she does land those dots. And that's all we've got. And then we had... have I gone past Eblis? I must have done. There she is. A natural 4-star. Skills. I've only got one skill up on here, which has given her an extra 15% on her debuff rate. But because it's a 210 debuff, it's very good. You could, of course, use Charlotte. I'm sure there are other options available. However, you do have to remember that you need to be at 2 tiles away from the boss, because if you're using Jacko and you're 3 tiles away from the boss, because Jacko's that extra long range, you're going to get attacked by that boss's 3 tile attack. So that's the reason we didn't use Jacko. You could also use Lily, but then she'll be too close to the boss and she'll get hit by the 1 tile attack. So you need to use like a Charlotte or Eblis in this occasion, and that should get you through. Eblis can be ruined as a damager, but I have only ruined her for this fight. So she has got accuracy, she has got speed, and she has got tankiness. Broken set here because I didn't have any 2-set speed runes left, and this is only a 5-star rune. Getting a bit short supply on speed runes. I need to do a load of more rune dungeons. Or I could have just swapped with someone else, I suppose, just for the video. Who is next? We had our tanks. We had Amon, a natural 4-star. He needs to be awoken because it's his awakening skill that makes him an excellent tank. Because of his ability to not take more than 35% every time he is hit. He also has some buffs for himself and some little heals, but they're nothing significant. He has a knockback on his A1, which means he's quite good for other content. If you've got 6-star tanks like a Vulcan, you could put Vulcan in his place and have extra dots on the boss and get this fight over with more quickly. But I've gone with the most free-to-play friendly option for this, and he doesn't even need to be ruined. He just needs to be awakened. He could still be a 4-star. He could be a level 0 or level 1 4-star. As long as he's awoken, enough speed to get into position before the boss takes a turn. That's the only thing I would say. I didn't even show his runes because his runes just don't matter. But I've put a speed set on there just to get his speed up high enough. In fact, his speed is 1 higher than my Freya's speed. Although we're not using Freya in this fight, he is 1 speed higher than Freya just for that invincibility on other fights. And then Ekaterina is our other tank. As you saw, she really just sat there and did nothing apart from get hit. Your only other 3-tile unit is Jacko. Now you could put Jacko in her position, but that boss with that, on this occasion, with that extra damage or ignoring extra defense, would probably just one-shot Jacko, unless you made her extremely tanky somehow. So this is the safe option. She can heal herself. Once she's skilled up, she has a very strong, very low cooldown big heal that she can cast on herself. So, and then just like Amon, her passive means that she never takes more than 45% in one hit, and that is her awoken skill as well. So she needs to be awoken, but she could just be, she's a natural 3-star, so she could be 3-star, awoken, level 0, with runes on, speed resistance. Crit rate gives her heals on her A1. But we're not using that in this fight, so it doesn't matter. So, did we cover everyone? Amon, Ekaterina, Eblis. We didn't talk about Lakshmi, did we? Did we? I've been doing so many of these videos, I can't even remember if I talked about her. I guess I'll just cut it out if I didn't. If I did, I mean. 6 or 7 weeks of your clan shop buying the fragments, and you will have Lakshmi. That means she is a free-to-play character, although she is a Nat 5. Her skills, her passive is what makes her amazing. Once skilled up, look at this, 6% of everyone's health per buff, up to 3 buffs. So she could heal everyone for 18% every time she takes a turn if she has 3 buffs on herself. Her A3 gives her the ability to give someone an extra turn, which she can give to herself, and it also buffs them at the same time, so she can do 2 sets of heals in a row. Her A2 does an AoE defense buff, which also removes debuffs, so it's a cleanse and a buff. Really strong, and of course because it buffs herself it increases her heals to everyone. And then her A1 has a knockback on it, which is so useful in other content, but also does speed reduction. So she slows down the boss to give us more turns. Fantastic unit. Right, I think that is us. I hope I have helped with alternatives. Usually you don't necessarily need Lakshmi, but because of the boss's extra buffs here, I think you do need her on this fight. But as you saw, this was a very solid tactic. So until next time, I'll see you in game.